So today I'm going to be going over including transferable skills on a resume. So previously on my resume, most of my bullet points were of the bullet point type that I call task completed. I just made these up, by the way. But as you can see here, I've listed two types, and the other type is the skill developed type. So first of all, why am I making this this differentiation? Well, it's because most employers prefer to have the skill developed type. And you're gonna think, why? Well, this is because when an employer is looking on your resume, they want to see what value they can bring to them. So here, typically, if I've got it under the task completed type, I say created a budget of $15,000. Now, what's actually happening here is the whoever's the hiring manager is looking at the resume. They see this, then they have to infer the skills of what you could bring to the table. Previously, I thought, okay, that's fine. Well, you think that's what they're doing, and they're only taking a few seconds to look at your resume. You want to make it a lot easier for them. So on the skill developed bullet point type, what it does is, instead of them having to infer what skill you learned from completing this task, instead you could just tell them. So in this version, I say, I developed financial planning skills. See, this is the transferable skill, financial planning skills, which I developed by doing the task, creating a budget of $15,000. So what I'll be doing with my resume next is trying to take my bullet points from the task completed type to the skill developed type. Now, initially when I started tackling this, it seems pretty intuitive, but I just got all wrapped up on like all the different ways I could do it and all the different words I can use and what skills I want to write down. So I have created a process for this. So I'm going to drawing line, go over this process. Actually, I'm going to leave this here. Okay, so my process for this. Bear with me while I write down these letters. Process. Okay, step number one, easy one. Write out, let's do it like this easy. The task completed. So we're going to work with this example while I'm going through the process. Step one, we write it down. Let's check. Created a budget of $15,000. Step two. Okay, so now you want to create a list of skills you developed from completing the task. So step number two is to create a list of skills you developed from the completing the task. My handwriting does need some work because I'm assuming it's kind of probably pretty small for you guys. It's kind of hard to read that, but that's besides the point. Don't want to waste too much time getting sidetracked. So how do you come up with this list? Well, in my opinion, there are two ways to do this, or there are two ways that I do this. The first one, or A, is you just think of whatever you did. So I'm like, okay, budget, yeah, okay, I did financial planning. So think of skills that come to mind. So let's do this. I'm gonna change this to step number one, which is, oh, that's red. That's great. There it is. Task. Okay, number two, we're gonna go over these skills. Okay, skills from part A. one, I used Google Sheets. That's one skill I learned. Two, one, financial planning. Three, another one. Oh no, won't leave it like that. Sorry. Keep financial planning, and then what's another one I learned? Well, communicating with the people who had to carry out the budget. So communication, it's better. Okay. Now, got that done. That's what I thought of. There's another way you can do this. So, way number two is, instead of relying on yourself to come up with the skills, is you look at a skill bank and then just pick out the skills that you learned. So you go through each skill. Say first one, problem solving. Did I learn this skill from this task? Well, the answer to that is yes. I feel like problem solving is a bad example. That works with everything. But so number two is skill bank. I've got a skill bank you can't see here, but I'm going on my tablet to go look at some skills that came up. Okay, give me 1 second. Leadership, learned leadership there. I had to lead people who were carrying out the budget in the right direction so they could remain within the bounds of that budget. So I got leadership. Let's see. Oh, stress management, yeah. This mostly didn't come from creating the budget, more so came from, I don't know, carrying out the budget. Oh, okay. FYI, this is an actual task I did as a treasurer for my fraternity, so I am relating this to real events. This isn't just a random sentence I pulled out of the blue. So that's how I'm picking these skills, because a lot of these skills you can't come up with just from looking at what's written here. It'll have to come from your actual experiences that are kind of deeper than just the words right there. Oh, here, yeah, okay. Organization, yes. And goal planning. I'm actually kind of cheating. My dad's friend gave me the skill financial planning, so I don't really come up with it myself, I guess, somewhat just from outside resources. But, so now we've got the list of skills. Cool. I could keep on going, but I think this is fine. So, step number 3 is we have to pick from these skills. Because we are not going to include all of them. I'm not going to put a list of, hey, list of these, got that. So, in my opinion, I think 1 to 2 is best. You could do 3, 4 for me, way too much. So in this example, let's say, okay, I'm just gonna pick financial planning. Why am I picking financial planning? Well, there's a couple of ways I can pick this. Let me check, you can actually see the bottom of the whiteboard. Yeah, you can, cool. Okay. Way number A is the most prominent skill. What this means is this is the skill you develop the most. Either you had the most time with, or the one that you were able to develop. I'll just use that word, and that seems to be the standard word here. So yeah, you need most prominent skill. Or way 2 you could pick the employer's desired skill. So typically you'll see on a job application, there's a list of soft skills that the employers will want. It doesn't necessarily have to be a soft skill that you pick, but I feel like this works best for soft skills. So one of two routes. Most prominent skill here, I would definitely say, is financial planning, just in terms of creating the budget, enforcing the budget, different thing. The reason I pick financial planning instead of organization or goal planning, financial planning is a much more specific skill than these two. It's more fine. Now, what are the employer's desired skill? I'm actually not looking at a job application right now. So let's say it's leadership. So I can go with financial planning or leadership. Well, whichever one is fine. To me, personally, the most prominent skill makes the most sense, but I think if you were to increase your odds for getting the job the most, you want to go with whatever skill the employers desire. So yeah, once you've got your skill picked, let's say for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go with financial planning. So there are a couple of ways you can include this into your bullet point. The way I did it here is I said developed, and I put in the skill name. Oh, that's not how you spell name. Skill name. And then after that I put by, and then I included my task completed. So here is my final bullet point. This is a bullet point that will presumably be better for employers. I don't have any data to back this up, just mostly doing it through intuition and reasoning. Makes sense to me. I haven't put out 1,000 resumes with bullet points like this and then 1,000 resumes with bullet points like that. I hope the data's somewhere, but I don't find it'll be worth my time to do it right now because I've got a lot of other stuff I'd like to do, and my primary goal right now is not to be a resume consultant. So, but one more note I'd like to make is that if you change all your bullet points like this, you don't want to be a broken record. I'll change this. Using developed every time, or the word, I think probably is fine. So you can change this word with some other synonyms such as enhanced, or you say learned skill name, but then that implies that your skill performance wasn't very good. You want to kind of imply that you already have it, because I mean most of the time you do. Yeah, developed, enhanced. I can't think of any other off the top of my head. Refined, stuff like that. Yeah, all right. I think that's it for it. But for completeness, I'm gonna write down here: merge skill and task. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Have a good one, guys.